Today's lesson is a trip to the supermarket. Hi, everybody. My name is Roger.
And I'm Helen.
And today we're going to take a trip to the supermarket. Of course, in our lives, we do need to go out and buy groceries from time to time. And a place to get lots of groceries is the supermarket, which is kind of like a big grocery store.
Yes, and these days, a trip to the supermarket can also be an adventure. It can be quite fun because it's also a place where you can try samples, especially in those big supermarkets. Sometimes in order to get consumers to buy certain food products that they may not have tried before, they will offer samples, free tastes, so that the consumer can discover, wow, this product tastes really good. And even though it wasn't on their shopping list, they end up buying that product.
And we've got supermarkets and we've got what are called hypermarts, like RT Marts and Carrefour. Those are hypermarts, but a supermarket would be something like Quanlian or PX Mart, which are all over the place here in Taiwan. So yeah, imagine you're going to one of those places to do some shopping. And today, of course, Judy is going to a supermarket and she's asking for assistance in the first part of our lesson for today. So let's listen to her conversation with a clerk.
A trip to the supermarket. 1. Asking for assistance. Judy is searching the supermarket shelves for pasta when a clerk walks by. Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm looking for some lasagna sheets. I know you sell them because I bought a pack from here a few weeks ago. I just can't find them anywhere today.
Let me check for you. You're right. That probably means they're sold out. As soon as we have them back in stock, we'll put them back on the shelves.
I see. Well, I guess I can always make the sheets myself. Do you happen to sell pasta machines?
I'm not actually sure. If we do, they'll be in aisle 5, along with the other kitchen appliances. Sorry I can't be of more help.
That's okay. I appreciate it.
大家好，第一部分我们看到名词 assistance， 表示帮助或是协助，像是 After his surgery, Jethro was unable to get out of bed without assistance. Jethro 手术后需他人协助才能从床铺起身。或是 The firemen found the missing victims with the assistance of search dogs. 消防员在搜救犬的协助下找到了失踪的罹难者。另外，将 assistance 字尾的 ance 去掉，就变成了单字 assist。这个字是动词，意思是帮忙或是协助。例如 ，Two nurses assisted the doctor in the afternoon. 2位护士在下午时段协助那位医生。或是 The man uses a cane to assist him in walking around the house. 这个男子利用拐杖辅助他在屋内走动。接下来我们看到单字 disappointed， 这个字是形容词，指失望的或是沮丧的。例如 The students were disappointed when they heard the class trip was cancelled. 学生们听到班游取消时很失望。或是 I was disappointed to hear that the local coffee shop will be closing soon. 我很失望得知本地的那间咖啡店即将歇业。另外，将 disappointed 字尾的 ed 去掉，就变成了动词 disappoint， 意思是使失望。我们可以说 I'm sorry to disappoint you, but the concert tickets are sold out. 很抱歉要让你失望，演唱会的门票卖完了。或者 I'd hate to disappoint everyone, but I can't go camping this weekend. 我很不想让大家失望，但我这周末不能去露营。再补充这个字的名词 disappointment， disappointment disappointment 表示失望，像是 You could see the disappointment in her eyes as she heard the bad news. 在她听到那个坏消息时，你可以看出她眼神中的失望。也可以说 I felt a lot of disappointment when I didn't get accepted to my first choice school. 当我没有录取第一志愿的学校时，我觉得非常失望。最后我们看到名词 aisle， 意思是走道或是通道。例如 Rice is located in the dry goods aisle， 米放在干货的那个走道。或是 The frozen food section, which is where you'll find the ice cream, is in the last aisle。 冷冻区也就是你可以找到冰淇淋的地方，在最后一条走道。另外补充含有 aisle 在内的片语 be rolling in the aisles。 Rolling, R-O-L-L-I-N-G, be rolling in the aisles， 表示捧腹大笑或是乐不可支。像是 Members of the audience were rolling in the aisles as the man told jokes on stage。 男子在台上讲笑话时，观众都捧腹大笑。或者 The children were rolling in the aisles because the clown was so funny。 孩子们笑得不停，因为那个小丑非常搞笑。
So the title of the first conversation is asking for assistance. So assistance is another word for help. When you ask for assistance, you are asking somebody for help. So why use the word assistance instead of help? Well, help is more of a basic word. So you might help someone by carrying a heavy box for them or by holding on to them when they are descending a bus. For instance, if you're helping out an older person. But assistance is more kind of job related. For instance, if you need help with finding information about, let's say you're in a department store and you don't know where to go to buy, let's say, a belt, then you might ask for assistance from the information desk, or you might ask for assistance if you're at the airport. So it's more job related, more official.
Okay, so Judy has gone to the supermarket and she is searching the supermarket shelves for pasta when a clerk walks by. Now, of course, if you go to a supermarket looking for pasta, you are looking for various kinds of Italian-style noodles. And there are many different styles of those noodles. And we refer to all those different types of noodles as pasta, which is basically formed from the word paste, which is when you take flour and water and mix them together, and then you get these noodles, and they're referred to collectively as pasta. We've got lasagna, tortellini, spaghetti, etc. Those are all different kinds of pasta. In some places, I believe they pronounce this word as pasta. I think I've heard the Canadians say pasta, but if you're in the US, they will say pasta.
Yes, and if you're in Italy, they will also say pasta and not pasta. In any case, Judy says to the clerk, "Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm looking for some lasagna sheets." So Judy is probably going to make lasagna, or she wants to make lasagna, in which case she needs lasagna sheets. So lasagna sheets are a type of pasta, and they are the flat sheets of noodle that you need to make the layers of a lasagna.
Exactly. So, of course, lasagna in Chinese is referred to as, I believe, 1,000-layer noodles. But lasagna means something different in Italian. Basically, lasagna is noodles that are long and wide, and they're cooked in layers and pans as opposed to boiled in water like spaghetti. So, of course, when you want to buy lasagna, you don't buy the noodles, you buy them in sheets. So she's looking for some lasagna sheets. She says, "I know you sell them because I bought a pack from here a few weeks ago. I just can't find them anywhere today." So maybe they are sold out. Maybe recently people have really gotten crazy about lasagna. That happens sometimes when there are food trends and certain items are sold out. But she's having difficulty finding the lasagna today.
And the clerk says, "Let me check for you." So the clerk, he looks up and down the shelves and says, "You're right. That probably means they're sold out." So the clerk wasn't sure before why Judy wasn't able to find the lasagna sheets, but after looking at the shelves, he realizes, you're right, they're probably sold out. As soon as we have them back in stock, we'll put them back on the shelves. So to have something in stock means to have that thing available for sale.
Exactly. Sometimes, of course, they may not have them on the shelves, and you might ask the clerk, well, do you have them in stock? Maybe they're in the back, in the storeroom or something like that, or in the warehouse. Could you go check? But oftentimes, if they do have some in stock in the storeroom, they will have some on the shelves as well, but it doesn't hurt to ask. And Judy looks disappointed. Oh, I really wanted to buy lasagna today. She says, I see. Well, I guess I can always make the sheets myself. Do you happen to sell pasta machines? So I'm aware that this is possible. You can actually make your own pasta if you have the machines. And, of course, you might need a special machine to make lasagna. You know more about this than I do, Helen. Have you ever made lasagna using a machine?
I have, and it's really not that difficult. You just need to make the dough, and then you pass the dough into the machine, and then you have pasta sheets. But it does take a lot of time, a lot more time than it would to just buy lasagna sheets ready-made, the dry kind that comes in boxes. So Judy, of course, is disappointed by the fact that there aren't any ready-made lasagna sheets. And disappointed just means that you're unhappy because something that you wanted or something that you hoped would happen didn't happen. So I got really disappointed one year when I had tickets to see Maroon 5. And then I wasn't able to go because something else came up. And that was really disappointing. I was disappointed.
Right. Disappointed is how you feel. And something is disappointing when it makes you feel that way. For example, many years ago, I went to a Talking Heads concert, and it was disappointing. I thought they performed for too short amount of time, and they really weren't trying that hard to put on a good show. So I felt disappointed because the concert itself was disappointing. But here Judy is disappointed, and she says she can make the sheets of lasagna herself, and she asks the clerk if they sell pasta machines. The clerk says, well, I'm not actually sure. If we do, they'll be in aisle 5 along with the other kitchen appliances. So if you're in a hypermart or in a supermarket, of course, you've got aisles, and they have numbers 1 through 10 or whatever. So he says, well, you know, if we do have those pasta machines, if we do have those lasagna machines, they will be in aisle 5 because that's where all the kitchen appliances are. An appliance is a special kind of device or machine that you will use in the kitchen in this particular case. It could be a toaster, a blender, a toaster oven, or things like that.
Right. It could be a washing machine, a refrigerator. Those are kitchen appliances. Well, not a washing machine, but a refrigerator will be a kitchen appliance. And usually these things are found in hypermarts. In a traditional supermarket, you wouldn't be able to find any kitchen appliances.
Exactly. So that's where they have some of their kitchen appliances. Some supermarkets, at least in the United States, are huge, and they sell all kinds of stuff. And the clerk apologizes here. Sorry, I can't be of more help. To be of help means to be helpful. Judy says, well, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I appreciate it. I'm thankful for the information you have given me. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first part of our lesson for today, asking for assistance. Now, Rick is in a supermarket, and he's going to try some free samples.
2. Trying free samples. Rick has joined a line of people waiting to try some free samples. Hello, would you like to try some crumbed fish?
Yes, I'd love to. What kind of fish is it?
It's snapper, and that's tartar sauce on the side. Here you are. Let me know what you think.
It's very good. How much is it?
Currently, a box of 10 fillets is 249 NT dollars, down from 299 NT dollars. You can find them in the freezer right over there. And the tartar sauce is in aisle 7.
I'll definitely grab a box. Thanks very much.
So in this section, which is titled Trying Free Samples, we have Rick, who has joined a line of people waiting to try some free samples. And the clerk says to Rick, "Hello, would you like to try some crumbed fish?" So the clerk obviously has a supply of fish, and it's crumbed fish. And it's usually frozen, and then if you want to heat it up, you would put it in the oven or you would fry it, and it's quite yummy.
It sounds yummy right now. I'd like to have some. And again, that's what the clerk is asking Rick. Would you like to try some crumbed fish? And Rick says, yes, I'd love to. I'd love to try some crumbed fish. I would like a sample. And then he says, what kind of fish is it? Of course, fish comes in many different varieties. The clerk says it's snapper, which I believe is diaoyu in Chinese. That's a kind of fish. We've got all sorts of kinds of fish. We've got cod, halibut, etc., etc. In this particular case, it's snapper. And then the clerk says that's tartar sauce on the side, and she hands him a small paper plate. Here you are. Let me know what you think. Tartar sauce is used in Western cooking quite a bit with fish. You'll have tartar sauce on your fish sandwich in certain fast food restaurants. It's a white sauce. It's kind of tangy. I like tartar sauce myself, and it does go good with crumbed fish or breaded fish.
Yeah, so this fish, this breaded or crumbed fish, comes with tartar sauce, and the clerk says, here you are, let me know what you think. And Rick chews thoughtfully and then swallows and says, it's very good. So Rick didn't just put the fish in his mouth and then swallow it. He chews it. So to chew means to use your teeth to bite into food that's already in your mouth so that the food turns into small pieces so you can swallow it. It's basically the first step in your digestive system. And he chews thoughtfully, which means that he was also thinking and evaluating this food, trying to figure out if it tastes good, if he likes it. So thoughtfully means in a way that shows that you are thinking about something seriously.
And he says, it's very good. How much is it? Of course, he's not asking about the price of the sample. He's asking about the price of the actual product if he decides to buy it. The clerk says, well, currently, at the moment, right now, a box of 10 fillets is 249 NT dollars, down from 299 NT dollars. So there's a bit of a discount today. We've got the word fillet here, or fillet, which is basically a chop of fish or a piece of fish in a flat serving. Like here in Taiwan, you usually say yu pai or ji pai or ju pai or something like that. In English, we have different words there. We would have a pork chop or a chicken fillet or a fish fillet. And some people say fillet. I think they say fillet in England there, which basically means a piece of fish that is flat. But in America, I guess we use the French pronunciation filet, fish fillet.
Yes, and a fish fillet would usually have the bones out as well. So a lot of people don't like to have to deal with bones in their meats. And that's when you would prefer to get fillet instead of, let's say, a drumstick of a chicken or a whole fish, because then you deal with the bones also. And the clerk says you can find them. You can find these boxes of fish fillet in the freezer right over there. So the clerk is pointing to a freezer, which is the place where you keep things that need to be frozen. And indeed, crumbed fish or breaded fish need to be kept frozen. And the clerk also says, and the tartar sauce is in aisle 7.
And Rick says, well, I'll definitely grab a box. Thanks very much. Thank you very much for that sample. And that's why they serve samples to people in supermarkets and in hypermarkets and places like that, because people will like the taste of the food and then they'll want to buy some themselves. And that's what he says here. I'll definitely grab a box. Definitely, of course, is the adverb form of definite, which means absolutely 100% I'm going to do that. He's going to grab a box, and of course, he's going to pay for it as well. But remember, fish fillets are probably frozen in the supermarket, so you better get them home pretty quickly, or else they're going to melt and spoil. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation for today. Let's turn things now over to our Chinese teacher, Hanny.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny， 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第一部分的对话标题是 Asking for assistance， 寻求协助。那么 assistance 这个名词它就有帮助协助的意思哦。那它的动词是 assist， 我们要学习它的字首字根。好 SIST 这个字根它可以表达站立、放置或者是处于某种状态。在 assist 这个字当中，它的字首 as 是来自 ad 表示朝向，那只是因为 ad 碰到这个 s 开头的字根才会拼作 as， 所以我们记住这个字首是朝向的意思。好，再来字根 sist 表示站立，当我们朝向某个人站在他旁边，随时提供协助，用这样的方式也许就可以联想到 assist 表示帮助协助了。好，顺便补充2个有相同字根的单字。第一个补充的是 persist， 它的字首 per 表示完全地，那么 sist 表示站立。如果从头到尾你都站在那里，完全不动如山，屹立不摇，这样应该可以联想到 persist 它有坚持不懈、持续存在的意思。好，那么第二个补充的是 resist， 它的字首 re 表示反抗，然后 sist 是指处于某种状态，合在一起就表示处于反抗的状态嘛，所以 resist 它就有抵抗、抗拒的意思咯。好，那接着对话里面的 Judy 从店员口中得知千层面面皮可能卖光了，他就问说会不会刚好有卖意大利面制面机，那店员就说如果有卖，他们会在5号走道和其他厨房用具放在一起。好，文中他用到片语介系词 along with， 我们来整理它的用法。第一种呢，就是像课文的用法去表达连同、以及或者是和点点点一起，像是 Mark started a new business along with his brothers。 Mark 和他的兄弟们一起创业。第二个用法，我们可以用 along with 去表达除了点点点之外还有什么，意思就相当于 in addition to 或者是 besides。例如 along with bubble tea, they also sell juice and smoothies。除了珍珠奶茶之外，他们还有卖果汁和冰沙果昔哦。好，那么接着店员又说 Sorry, I can't be of more help， 意思就是说抱歉，我没能帮更多忙。那么 be of more help相当于 be more helpful， 表示帮上更多忙的。那当我们用这个 of 加上抽象名词，这时候它是当形容词来用，来表达什么什么的，可以摆在 be 动词的后面去当补语。那这个抽象名词的前面，你还可以加上 great, such, no 等等的形容词来修饰，去加强语气。像 be of use表示 be useful 有用的， be of no interest 表示 be not interesting 无趣的， be of great value 表示 be very valuable 非常贵重的或者是很宝贵的。那我们来造个例句， The project is of great importance。 这个专案很重要，就是说它是 very important 那种意思咯。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾今天的单字吧。
Assistance. The blind man received assistance from a staff member when he had to travel on the MRT. Pasta. Jane has decided to make pasta with tomato sauce for her dinner tonight. Disappointed. Fred was disappointed when he lost the last game of chess. Chew. Some people say that you should chew each mouthful of food 32 times before swallowing. Thoughtfully. The old man looked out of the window, thoughtfully stroking his beard. Definitely. We should definitely meet up once I have recovered.
Well, everyone, today's article has come to an end, and I sure hope you enjoyed reading along with us. I am Roger.
I'm Helen.
See you next time.